Hi, thanks for sharing your plan. I worked on this looking at the settings and whatnot, and then I didn't save it, and I've reopened it to share some of the things I found with you. Like this airplane here, see this dashed line here? That's called a ceiling break line over in layer display options. Show you where the layer is. Ceiling break lines right there. See, ceiling break lines. And what that indicates, let me show you in a backclip cross section. You'll see on the left-hand side of this view, once it opens, yeah, that dashed line is right here, where the roof is coppering the ceiling. So it's not coppered over here. That's crown mold right there. And so this roof plane is set differently from this one. So they're basically useless, in my opinion. That's what that dashed line indicates. You can't click on it and select it and delete it and make it invisible. You can only turn it on or turn it off. But it's gonna, see, I delete the roof plane and then that dashed line goes away because the roof plane was what was causing the dashed line and the roof plane was out of place. So if you just auto build what you got, which I'm gonna do, based on your pre-settings. Yeah, okay, let's take a look at that. I think what I'll do, I'm just going to turn on auto rebuild roofs. You got a gable here. It looks like that's what you intended. Let's go into an overview. But of course, it didn't get it all right because you didn't have all your settings just so. It looks like this is what you intended, a gable here and a shed roof here. And why this one went all the way over, let's see, not quite sure why. This front wall, I don't think I just, yeah, I got the dialog box. I'm trying to just get the wall. There we go, I got it. On the roof tab, yeah, you got this set to 112. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna go Shift F6. There we go. I'm gonna go in here and see what's wrong with this wall. It should be set like the front wall on the roof tab to hip wall, and oh, it should match the front. Change that to 1. See if that cleans that up. And check this wall. Okay. Yeah, see how that cleaned that up? Roofs are commonly symmetric in architecture, in the Western civilization, and most civilizations. Let's check this one. Go to the roof tab. Okay, see that one came out all right. Now, why does this wall here look funny? Okay, that's the next question. And that's on the attic level, so I'm going to go over here to the attic. Oh, there's no wall. Unless that layer is turned off. Let's take a look. That'd be walls, attic. Okay, the layer is turned on. I don't know what the hell that is. And I'm going to, oh, okay, that's the first floor wall. See that? I click right here and this selects. So I'm going to turn the reference display on. And I'm going to take this wall and just drag it across there. See what it does. Okay, that looks better. And because I drug this wall over, it's the same, it's already, let me show you. You open the dialog box of this wall, and it's marked, no locate, no room to find, attic wall. And that's what the program, all these walls on the attic level are marked attic wall because that's what the software does. I'm going to go back down to the first floor. Right here, there's a tiny little gable. See here? Let me show you, rotate the plan. There's a gable there because you told the software you wanted a gable there, which is kind of goofy. So I'm just going to take this wall and unprogram that. We'll open this dialog box. Go to roofs. See? No, you don't want that. Go to hip wall there. And watch that as the computer regenerates itself. Bingo. Yeah, this software is not smart. It was very smartly constructed, but it's not in and of itself smart. It's stupid. And so it depends upon you to tell it every little thing that you want it to do. And also, you know, you might ask yourself, why did this roof plane here go up to here, and why is this all goofy looking? Well, that comes, and most new designers, architectural designers don't understand this. In order to have symmetrical roofs, you have to have a symmetrical floor plan. So you got this bump out over here, and you rotate, go to this side and rotate over here. You know, it's totally goofy. And the floor plan did that. Okay. I mean, you ordered that, and so that's what you got. I don't want to be mean-spirited or anything, but you're wondering why did the software do that? No, you did that with your design. The software can take a symmetrical plan and make a perfect roof system. Maybe kind of blah, but you know, this is caused by the layout of your floor plan. So you haven't built this house yet, so you may want to rethink. If you line, if this wall was in alignment with this wall, and this one in alignment with this one and this one, then your roofs wouldn't be so complicated. And you wouldn't have to radically change the design to get that cleaned up. Okay, the next thing I noticed, you rotate this, yeah. See, if this lined up with this, then you wouldn't have this thing here. You wonder, why did it do that? Because this wall is not in alignment with this wall. You can see, I put my cursor there, it's not too far off, but if you want the roofs to come out better, this wall needs to align with this wall aligns with this one, and this wall aligns with this one. This one can bump out. But these groups of walls need to line up. Otherwise, you get all kinds of odd 3D geometry. Now, if we go over here and I'm going to open this dialog box on the covered deck and reprogram it a little bit. I'm going to go over the structure tab and tell it to have a flat ceiling and a roof over this room. And probably just automatically create a hip roof. Yeah, that's what it's doing. Let's rotate around there and look at this. Okay, now we got to cover it, but you know, this is still kind of goofy. I think what you want, well, what you could have, you got a gable there, and I just don't know exactly what you want, so it's hard to fix all this up. I could do it to please myself, but I'm not getting paid for this, so I'm just going to show you a few things that you can look at. Now, when I was messing around with it, I took this wall and went over the roof tab and made it a full gable wall, which will then create a big gable here over this area. It just depends on what you want. See, I told it with a gable over both, and it did. You know, maybe you like that, maybe you don't like that. Now this wall here, what's it being a gable for? I don't understand that. I'm going to open that one up and see if you marked it to have a full gable, because it's certainly putting a gable there. Ooh, you did. Okay, let's take that out and let it auto rebuild. And this is how you do roofs. I mean, if you don't manually change the roofs, then see, that simplified it up, and that's a little, I think that's a little better looking. Now, here on the deck, you got these walls invisible. I'm going to take this wall and open it up. I don't want them invisible. No, I want railing for sure. We'll go to rail style until it be post to beam. And let's see, I don't want, a half post. Okay, none. Okay. Now I'm going to go over to newels and balusters. I want these to be at least 4x4, so we'll make them 3.5 inches. And the spacing I want at 11 feet. And I want them to show in plan view, so I'm going to draw, I don't want to draw rails, I want to draw newels and balusters. So in plan view, once this updates, see, in plan view, you can see the balusters and see that you got your roof supported. Maybe we don't need this post. I'll click on that wall there and go over to newels and balusters, and I'm going to make the spacing 20 feet, 240 inches, and get rid of that center post. Just a figure larger than the span, and then it'll get rid of the center post. See, like, if this demonstrates anything to you, it's just the software just responds to commands, and if the commands are wrong, then the outcome is wrong. So I'm not going to redesign the plan for you, but I have cleaned it up some and made it perhaps a little closer to what you wanted. Now, what I would do with this if I was doing this, the problem with this thing here is, as I said, this should line up with this. So I'm just going to take a little artistic license here and line that wall up with this wall. It'll make the office a little bit larger is all it's going to do. Give it a second to update. And you'll see this weird looking roof stuff disappear eventually. I hope. Well, it didn't all disappear. Okay, what you could do, now I'm going to turn off auto build roofs. See, and you need to do this. I can't do it for you because I don't know what you like. I only know what I like. But like on this end here, let me zoom in. Yeah, there we go. I'm just going to take this and get rid of that geometry. Since I had this overview open, it's a little slower. I'm going to make this symmetric. I'm just going to force it to be symmetric. And this roof here, I'm going to delete it. Okay, we'll take this edge and join it, join roofs. to this edge. Wait for it to join. Okay. Now I'm going to use the break line tool to break it around the top of that gable. Bring that over there. Grab this edge and bring it down here. Now I'm going to join these edges into a valley. Okay, now you can see this jutted out here like that. I'm going to again break it off. If you like this alternate solution, then fine. Stay with your asymmetric floor plan. But the asymmetric floor plan is causing this stuff. I think this is less ugly than having that stupid extra ridge in there that is unnecessary. Now this roof plane, see, this is the old geometry. I'm going to get rid of it. And this little break right here where my cursor is, when it finishes updating, I'm going to drag it to the end and then join these cleanly. We'll take that and join. Wait for it to join. There we go. I'm going to snap this to the end. Okay, see, I've cleaned it up some. It's not perfect, but it's closer to what I consider to be a product. Now the front's beginning to swarm up. The back here, nobody would build a roof like that. But that's what your floor plan created. The geometry of your floor plan created this mess. Now, if I didn't want to change the floor plan, and what I would do is I'd click on this one, find out where the edge is. I'm going to get rid of these edges. May have to zoom in to totally get rid of those breakpoints. With the overview open, it's just a lot slower. You got show line weight on. I'm going to turn that off. This makes the lines look goopy. Okay, it looks like I was successful. Yeah, all right, that's clean. I'm going to do the same thing on the other end. I guess I'll leave it over here, something like that. And then I'm going to join this roof plane here with that one I just changed in the front. So we'll click on it, join roofs, and click on this to create a new ridge. Okay. Now, of course, this is goofy, and that's goofy. I mean, you wanted a gable here, and you got one, but I don't think it needs to go all the way over here. Grab that, just put it over here for now. And probably what would happen, this wouldn't be a hip there. I don't think. I'm going to delete that one and straighten this out. Now, I've been doing this for almost a quarter of a century. So, okay, this is like, what I do for a living. And for a new person, it would be, what? I understand. But this is becoming, a little bit better. Not quite so crazy. I'm not real happy with this. I think what I would probably delete this roof plane and make this into a square gable that ties into this main roof, and that would, yeah, I think that's what I would do. I'm not going to do that. I just wanted to point you in the direction and give you some tips. You asked for tips and so forth. And the floor plan determines the 3D geometry of the roof. That's the cardinal rule. And if you got a bunch of out of alignment stuff in the floor plan, you get a Chinese puzzle of a roof to do. Now, I've cleaned it up some. Like, okay, I'll go ahead and do this one. But that one I told you I was going to delete it. Okay, and this goofy stuff, this thing, that's crazy. I reshape it into just a regular gable. Now over here in the floor plan, yeah, here's that roof plane right here. See, when I said I'm going to square it up, I'm going to use the break line tool and reshape the geometry of the roof plane. If you want to get a break there, I left click for the break tool. So I can do that. And you'll see it update and fill in. And see, here's the other side of this gable, which is completely, I mean, it's auto-generated, so it, you know, that doesn't mean that it makes any sense. It's just some automaticity firing off with the floor plan that you give it, and that's what it did. There's not some greater wisdom involved. It's just machine logic. And it's not artificial intelligence, it's just machine logic. Pre-programmed, you do this, it does that. There's not much intelligence involved. So I'm just straightening the other side of this roof out. Got one more to do. I don't know what this is, but I'm going to pretty much ignore it. Okay, now what I intend to do before I close this video, I'm going to take this edge of this and use the join ropes on that edge and just see what they do. Of course, this is going to shoot over here, and that's expected. We're going in the direction of getting something done. Now, this doesn't line up with this because this wall doesn't align with this wall. That's what's causing this this next anomaly. Like this simplified gable, I can probably tie into that. And you know, we're getting closer to something that looks like somebody would actually build and live in. Now, there's some work to be done here, and I'm not real happy, of course, with this asymmetry here. What I would recommend is that you straighten this out so you get a single ridge from one end to the other. In order to get a single ridge, this wall here and this wall have to align with that wall and that wall. And the garage, well, the garage wall is not important. But this wall, this wall, this wall, and this wall have to align in order to have a single ridge. So I think you're going to have to alter your floor plan in order to get something that's actually useful. Okay? Hope this helps you. If it doesn't, well, at least make it a great day.